Black. Hi, book lovers. Welcome to the YouTube library. We are state accredited and corporate certified. My name is MD Njiru, the artist. This week, we are celebrating the life of Martin Luther King. He was not only a renowned preacher, but also a leading civil rights activist. The concept of today's video is very easy. It's very simple. I'll just go to PDF drive where there are like over 8 pages of books about Martin Luther King. And as I scroll down through the pages, I will play one of Martin Luther King's speech in the background. This particular speech, I dedicate it to Apostle Kennedy Luvembe. And the reason is because I first heard it during one of his sermons. Thank you and welcome aboard.
The minute black woman came up, the only question I heard from her was, "You, Martin Luther King?" And I was looking down writing, and I said, "Yes." The next minute, I felt something beating on my chest. Before I knew it, I had been stabbed by this demented woman. I was rushed to Harlem Hospital. It was a dark Saturday afternoon. That blade gone through, and the x-rays revealed that the tip of the blade was on the edge of my aorta, the main artery. And once that's punctured, you're drowned in your own blood. That's the end of it. It came out in the New York Times the next morning that if I had merely sneezed, I would have died. Well, about 4 days later, they allowed me, after the operation, after my chest had been opened and the blade had been taken out, to move around in the wheelchair in the hospital. They allowed me to read some of the mail that came in, and from all over the states and the world, kind letters came in. I read a few, but one of them I will never forget. I had received one from the president and the vice president. I've forgotten what those telegrams said. I'd received a visit and a letter from the governor of New York, but I've forgotten what that letter said. But there was another letter. It came from a little girl, a young girl, who was a student at the White Plains High School. And I looked at that letter, and I'll never forget it. It said simply, "Dear Dr. King, I am a ninth grade student at the White Plains High School." She said, "While it should not matter, I would like to mention that I'm a white girl. I read in the paper of your misfortune and of your suffering. And I read that if you had sneezed, you would have died. I'm simply writing you to say that I'm so happy that you didn't sneeze. I want to say tonight that I too am happy that I didn't sneeze, because if I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been around here in 1960. And students all over the South started sitting in at lunch hours. And I knew that as they were sitting in, they were really standing up for the best in the American dream, taking the whole nation back to those great wells of democracy, which were dug deep by the founding fathers in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been around here in 1962. When Negroes in Albany, Georgia, decided to straighten their backs up. And whenever men and women straighten their backs up, they are going somewhere, because a man can't ride your back unless it is bent. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been here in 1963. black people, Birmingham, Alabama, aroused the conscience of this nation, brought into being the Civil Rights Bill. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have had a chance later that year in August to try to tell America about a dream that I had had. If I had sneezed, I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
There you have it. In PDF drive, there are over 8 pages on books about Martin Luther King. In the comments section, kindly share your pick. Which book will you pick to honor Martin Luther King? 66 years ago, when asked about nonviolence, this is what Martin Luther King had to say. Christ showed us the way, and Gandhi in India showed us it could be done. The words of Martin Luther King are still relevant to us today as a country, especially during this election period. I pray and believe that during the campaigns, during the elections, and even after the elections, there will be no violence, there will be no bloodshed. We can have our political differences. That one is allowed. But what is not allowed is shedding of blood. It's violence, all in the name of politics. That is it for today, guys. Kindly remember to subscribe, to like, and to share this video. Thank you.